Hey guys, what's up? My name's Todd, and today we're playing some Modern Warfare 3 for the Xbox 360. And it's been a billion years since I've uploaded any Modern Warfare 3 or Call of Duty, or anything, I guess, actually. Um, but we're on Piazza here, which is a new map from last month's DLC, so it's super new to me because I haven't played in like 60 days. Just been playing a lot of single player stuff and geeking out and trying to adjust to my new job, which has been kind of sweet. But at the same time, it's tough because I now have 40 hours a week, whereas before I was getting like, I was part-time, so I was only getting like 20, 25 hours a week, and I had an excessive amount of free time um, to be able to dedicate towards playing and, hanging out with friends and uploading and sleep and all those things. So it's like now I'm trying to find my gameostasis, like trying to balance, how I can get into gaming and uploading and being able to get my social life in order and hang out and all those things. So I think I kind of have that under wraps now. I've been there for about 2 months and it's sweet. I work at a bookstore and it's super badass. There's a lot of perks to it, and I like the work, I like the people, and it's been cool. But I didn't want to super drown out this commentary in my personal stuff because I always blab about that anyway. But I figured, it's been a long time since I've uploaded like a death review or analysis of some of the decision making that I go through when I play. And if you watched any of my older Black Ops videos, I used to do this all the time. And I really enjoy it because I'm not exactly like MLG, play level. Like, I'm pretty good, and out of like my real life friends, I'm really good at games and stuff like that. So, and I'm pretty competitive. I want to win, obviously, and there's a direct correlation between me winning and me being happy. Like, they rise side by side. So this first death is actually something that pretty easily avoidable. Like, I didn't really take note of this guy firing on me. I mean, he had a bead on me well before I even knew what was going on, but there's a little ledge over here that I could have gotten around pretty simply. But instead, I was trying to get the token and stuff, and I was just firing shots off. And when I picked up the dog tags, I think my brain was like, hey, you got the kill. It's okay to, you're safe. And at that time, my magazine had run out, so I'd reloaded. And it was just kind of, I don't know. I think I'll chalk that up to inexperience. I haven't played for a while, and I was, I guess, just a little excited because I was actually being shot at that time as opposed to just running up and flanking people. I think in the grand scheme of things, those kind of mistakes kind of wear off as you play more and more and become more consistent in your gameplay as far as like playing on a daily basis or every other day kind of thing. There's a lot of information that pops up on the screen whenever you get a kill, whenever you get an objective, those kind of things. And like, if you haven't played a game mode for a while, or you just haven't played the game in general for a while, like that kind of information can be kind of distracting. And I think that's kind of where I screwed up. On top of the fact, that I could have used the cover, that would have helped quite a bit. But oh well. Speaking of like getting the tokens and all that kind of stuff, like Kill Confirmed I think is one of my all-time favorite game modes. I really am a huge fan of Team Deathmatch. Anybody who's watched my channel with any sort of regularity has probably come to that conclusion, but I just like that kind of gameplay, and it's even more fun when you have to like put yourself at risk, because I always play, well, not always, but I play the majority of the time a run and gun style loadout, normally with some kind of like submachine gun or something like that, and a lot of mobility. So like being able to nurture that part of my brain, positively is really sweet. So I've always been a big fan of game modes that reward you on that aspect, and Crisis 2, like the way that you advanced your kill streaks was pretty much doing this exact same thing. So kind of going back toward that, not playing for a while, that happens every once in a while. That's just plain old me not knowing how to aim at the same time. I haven't played in a while, so totally would have likely drop shotted there had I been kind of in the flow of things, and um, you know, some of your deaths are just going to be you being outplayed, and not to completely make too many excuses, but like, you know, that's how I died. I got outplayed. I made really bad decisions, and normally I try to avoid any kind of conflict that's head on head, but like, you know, he was going to try to recover the tags to create a denial, and I was obviously trying to go collect them for the point for my team, but he ended up just being a better shooster, which inevitably resulted in my demise. Um, this one is kind of like, I don't know. I occasionally run into this problem. You can kind of see these guys switch off here, and that guy, you know, is way on target. I am completely chasing the wrong person because he was the first person in sight. I actually get the kill. It looks really terrible there in slow motion on theater mode, but I assure you I was on point. Normally I like to point out, you know, try and stay on the target that is the threat, aka the guy who is aiming at you. And not necessarily the guy who is closer or further, or, you know, something along those lines. Aim for people who can kill you first. And in that instance, like, that guy didn't exist when I was taking aim. You know, I was following him around a corner, he popped up, and I feel like I'm not really sure how I could avoid that, other than having, like, robot AI reflexes. But I feel like the game does not permit the frames required to, like, you know, turn on that guy. Um, Even with like a higher sensitivity, I'm not really sure what I could have done there. So it's kind of like just bad timing, I guess. And this is somewhat similar, other than maybe not putting myself in such a bad area. Like on the right hand side, you can see a guy, and there's even two more pouring around the corner. As we pan to the left, you can see two more guys, and I'm just in the center of the map. And I think a lot of this comes with map knowledge also. We can look at our radar, because I was like trying to figure out how I could have avoided this, and other than just not being in a stupid area, like those guys weren't showing up on the radar, we didn't have a UAV, so it's like, I don't know, there really wasn't anything mechanically speaking that I could have done to avoid that death, other than not choosing such a terrible place to engage the enemy. Which, you know, hopefully that comes with map knowledge, and just getting back into the flow of the game, and improving that way. Um, I'm not necessarily saying just camp in a spot that you know, but just avoid death trap areas like, you know, stairwells. I was trying to be a team player and create a front there, but didn't quite work out. So as I said, you know, I've been playing other games other than Call of Duty. I do have a couple Saints Row the Third games up on YouTube right now, and this top one is a Professor Genki's challenge, which is basically, I don't really know how to explain this other than like game show with traps and obstacle courses and shooting mascots. It's like more Japanese than it could be in real life. Like they just make it so ridiculous that it's awesome in all ways. So I have a lot of fun doing these live, and hopefully that translates into you guys having fun watching them. The one below that is also Saints Row, and it's a mini game or side quest, whatever you want to call it, called Trailblazing, and basically it's like every racing game you've ever participated in, a sandbox game where you basically drive over like checkpoints, and then it increases your time until you run over all the checkpoints. But it's kind of neat. It's got a little twist to it, as you can see, some explosive nonsense. That game, by the way, it's ridiculously awesome. So yeah, it's about all I got. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, and you're digging what you're watching and listening to, then click on the screen here in the center, and that'll take you to a page where you can subscribe and actually get notified when I put out new videos. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys watching, and take it easy, guys.